You watched the video and in slow motion. Now imagine the cop in that scenario looking for the knife. Welcome to Pull the Pin Already, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions on the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions,
but we promise we're going to enjoy giving them to you.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Mike.
I'm Bryant.
Hey, let's pull the pin.
Pull it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, here we are again. Another police shooting. People starting to protest. This time it's a 16-year-old girl got shot by the police.
Wait, you're missing some qualifiers.
No, 16-year-old girl shot by the police. That's it.
No. That's the facts. I mean, I want the qualifiers, the media qualifiers.
Oh, 16-year-old foster child, black foster child, who at first reported was 13, then 15, now 16 and 17. She was foster. She was a good child, and she was a foster child.
Yeah, excelled in everything, right?
Huh?
Excelled at everything.
Excelled at everything, yes.
Future ahead of her, right? Yep.
Yeah, respectable in the community.
Not saying that any of those things are wrong, but
sure.
This is the world that we live in, the world of sensationalism.
Sure. But you didn't even mention who shot her.
It was a police officer.
Just a regular police officer?
I think he was a FTO at one point. Oh. Highly skilled and oh god. He was white.
You want to watch it?
He was white. He was white.
Let's go ahead and watch it. We'll watch the.
Okay.
Hey. What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Hey, get down!
No! You ain't shoot my fucking baby! You shot my baby!
Yeah, let's pull that one down now. And we can talk about that.
That happened quick, man. That was fast.
Yeah.
Right. Think about the time it took, right? I do have a slower version for you.
I mean,
that show you?
That was so fast. I mean, from the looks of it, I mean, yeah.
You guys want to see it in slower motion?
Yeah.
So you 9 officers can keep up? What's that? What's that? What's that?
I think that's a knife.
What's that in her hand there? What's that in her hand?
Gonna stab her.
Nah, she's just trying to threaten her. All right, you get the point, right?
Whew. What's the topic of the show again?
Another shooting, right?
Yeah, another shooting. I guess people out there protesting. Now it's gone from everyone understands it's not everyone. Most people understand it's a justified shooting. Tragic, but it's a justified shooting. Now people are saying, did he have to shoot 4 times? And if you listen to the press conference, I think one of those reporters even asked, well, couldn't he have shot her in the arm or the leg?
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, that was some skill. I mean, some training obviously was, I mean, I don't know what you call it, but I'm saying that was, shots were on the target and it wasn't, they didn't look excessive. I mean, I was surprised on how well out of the 2 individuals there, he shot the one that had the knife effectively. I mean, that's rare. I mean, if you ask me, I mean, that's a difficult situation. He was on target, training took over, and I would say that was justified. But again, I don't know the details. But I saw a knife there that looks like the girl was going to get stabbed, and he immediately eliminated the target.
Not to mention, Brian, you talked about the skill and accuracy of the shooting. You got to remember, right there to his immediate right is another fight. So for him to pick out the knife in all that commotion that's going on and probably save that other girl's life, and we're sitting here talking about a police shooting. I don't know, man. I don't know who wants to do this job. I don't know who wants to do that job.
I don't even know the officer's name, but he wants to.
Apparently, right.
Yeah.
Maybe not after tonight.
He's still on the job. He's on administrative leave right now, but
Sure.
I mean, just the kick alone by that one guy to the girl that was on the ground. I mean, that would have caught my attention. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got this little fuss over here, and then a knife. It was like, wow, he zoned right in on it and saw the threat. And I mean,
yeah, it's like you have two threats there, but the knife is more deadly.
Absolutely.
That's why, like you said, that's why his focus was there.
Yeah. And you saw it full speed, Brian, right? Did you even see the knife at first?
No. That's why it was like, wow. I mean, that officer, I think that would be textbook on some serious training that went into that. I don't think an average Joe could go in there and do that. I just don't see that happening.
I think it was tragic that a 16-year-old lost their life, but I think it's I don't know the age of the other girl and or woman, but he did possibly, highly likely, save the life of another person.
Right.
No, even though it's a tragic event, he saved the life of another person. So you have a police officer killed an armed person trying to use said weapon to harm another person. So he saved someone's life while taking another. What are we talking about? What's the topic of the show?
I don't know.
No, I'm being serious, man. It's like, I just can't. I can't.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
there's not much to be said here. It's a sad
No.
video. Officer was doing his job, and
Yeah.
it's sad. We don't need to.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If that was my child, I'd be upset with that officer. But I would be
Sure.
upset. Yeah, I would be upset at that officer. But it's because I'm upset. You know what I mean? I have to place my anger somewhere. You're not gonna always look in the mirror, and you're not gonna look at your own. But there's a lot of stuff going around about what exactly happened. But when you really look at it from the beginning to the end, what I see is that everyone was there's a lot of arguing, probably, right? Loud talking, arguing. But it wasn't until they got there, that's when she started swinging a knife. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what I couldn't understand. And you had a bunch of people out there, adults, and no one was doing anything. And that's what I didn't understand.
Right.
So then the police come, and he responded accordingly. And it's like I said, if somebody wants to come on here and talk about it, we don't have to debate. I mean, the evidence is right there. But if you want to come on here and talk about what he should have done, and he should have, now people are saying he should have used a taser, and I'm like, okay.
I'd love to put those people in a scenario like a FATS training kind of thing, or
Yeah, I don't even
Let
think,
them-
see, I don't even like that. Yeah, I'm not going to say I don't like that. I don't even like using that because, you can never prove that. It's been proven before, with people who were criticizing police officers, and then
Right.
somebody brought them on a show or something and had them go through the training, and they failed. They either shot a friendly, let's call it, or they died or caused
Right.
someone else to die because they trying to be nice and they responded too slow.
Mm-hmm.
But his response was on point, I believe, personally, and I don't know. I don't have much else to say about that.
Well, if you don't want to talk, I mean, obviously, I think we can all agree that was a good shoot. That probably did, save that girl's life potentially. So let's talk about the ramifications of it. Because let me share something with you. We all know this guy, Mr. Crump here. I don't know if you could read that. Oh, where'd I go? I have to get back to it. Sorry. His
Well, I
post
think-
right here. As we breathed a collective sigh of relief today, a community in Columbus felt the sting of another police shooting as Columbus police killed an unarmed 15-year-old black girl named Makhia Bryant. Another child lost, another hashtag.
Now, echo. Now, when I see that, the first thing I think is knee-jerk reaction.
Right.
You know what I mean? He didn't have all the facts. Somebody probably said she was unarmed. Whoever reported it to him or showed him the video or said there's a video, like Brian said, he didn't see a knife. You know what I mean? And, you can miss it.
But what's interesting, Mike, I don't know if you noticed it, the linked video headline says Columbus police released body camera footage in shooting of 16-year-old. Like right there in the footage he linked to it says 16-year-old. He says 15.
Oh,
and if he watched the footage, he'd probably see the knife in her hand. So, and there was no retraction. There's no edit. So this is the problem. It's not the shooting. This is the problem.
Yeah.
And they know that you can put it out there, right?
Right.
And it's going to go around the world. A lie travels around the world before the truth ever gets out.
Yeah.
But
So-
Mike, you said it good too. Is the emotional part? I think people are so driven on this emotional, sensational headlines and everything is emotional. Problem is we have too much emotion going into things, and we're not sitting back going, okay, what happened here? What was the situation? It's instantly, oh my God, a cop killed another, a black unarmed girl. Instead of really saying, okay, let's take the emotion out of it, let's sit on this for a little bit, and let's look at what's going on here. You know what I mean? Because we're emotionally driven right now. The media is just like, look at this, look at this.
To Mike's point, that emotion for the people involved is totally expected.
Yeah.
If that was my kid that got shot, regardless whether I thought he was right or wrong or she was right or wrong, the emotion is expected by all parties involved. It's the emotion that's generated by people outside who don't even really know what's going on yet.
Yeah. And they have a lot of influence via social media or the media itself.
Right.
The only problem I have with that, no retraction.
Right.
You
And that's
know?
what I was telling you. Right there in the very clip he shared contradicts exactly what he posted. Like, I don't know. Do you guys know Twitter better than me? Is there a chance that could have changed when he posted it? Maybe.
I
don't know.
don't know. I don't know anything about Twitter, man.
Yeah, if he posted a link, he linked a video. Maybe the video title changed on him. I don't know.
Well, and then I think it supports what we all agree on, the knee-jerk reaction. When you say he has a link that specifically says 16-year-old, right?
Right.
And he said 15-year-old.
Right.
He could have fat fingered between the 5 and the 6, but
Sure.
I mean, come on.
But he said unarmed too.
Yeah,
Did he watch the video?
Well, it could have been easily missed. Like Mike said, I missed it too. I could have easily mistaken that as just like somebody going crazy. Somebody attempting to get in their scuffle and shoot.
Well, that still supports the what Mike was just talking about. Still supports it because you clearly don't know anything about the facts. Because I'm pretty sure the police reported that she was armed with a knife. So
Right.
either you didn't read the article, you didn't watch the video. One of those things has to apply. You just reacted and you sensationalized it to get the most reaction you could.
Yeah.
So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on a fat finger or he didn't see the knife. But at some point, if you really cared, read what you're looking at. Watch what
Yeah,
you're looking
because
at.
the link also says armed, right?
The link itself,
Or just 16, excuse me.
attempted stabbing call. The
Yeah.
911 came in as a stabbing
Oh, okay.
call.
Attempted stabbing call. Yeah.
So even that gives you heads up the police officer's mentality when he showed up. He knew there was a knife involved already.
Right. Yeah.
So that's how it came in.
Yep.
And sadly, this is going to work against. I hope, anyways. I mean, obviously, it's night. I mean, it's right there in front of you. There was a knife. She was attempting to stab the other individual, and he shot her. I mean, this is probably going to. I mean, it's sad to see anybody shot and killed. Nobody wants to see that stuff. I mean,
Sure.
But at the same time, you just tried to push something that clearly was justified. I mean, I don't see how you could say that wasn't justified on the officer's behalf. You know what I mean? So finally, something's in the media that, look, you think you got me, but really, if you slow it down and you look at the truth behind it, it was legitimate. Like I said, nobody wants somebody killed, and I wouldn't want to watch that. But I'm saying it's getting attention, and at least it's on the police officer clearly was in the right. From my, I mean, I'm not an expert, but what I see is totally legitimate.
Yeah, I truly believe he's going back to that counseling and talking about it, Jim. He's going to need it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's going to need it.
Anybody who kills somebody is going to need something, because that's not a normal thing I think people like to do.
Right.
I can't speak for all people.
Right.
The reason we have prisons,
just
right?
Generally speaking.
Yeah. And I think the sad part, going to your point, Mike, and this is where I'd ask you to take the other side, right? You say that police don't call out other police, right? Well,
Right.
who's calling out these people who keep jumping conclusion and jumping to the race? And then, who's calling these people out? Like this Crump guy right here, if people aren't saying, dude, what are you doing? Then they're no different than the police protecting the police. Because this guy's inciting racism and stuff in an incident that doesn't even need it. Treat it what it is.
Yeah. I agree.
Man, Mike's on something tonight.
Well, I'm sure that it will.
You all right, Mike?
Did you get me on you?
Breathe. I don't want to be responsible for anything. If anything happens to you, I don't want them coming after me.
Wow. The first time I agree with him. Oh, God, man.
He gets all choked up. I get it, man. What were you saying, Brian?
Yeah, I don't know. I just lost it. Thanks, Mike.
Anytime. That's what I'm here for. But I will say this. I agree with you, Jim. People should start calling them out, Crump, and calling out the media.
Yeah. When are we going to get that?
It goes back to a word you used in the previous show, reputable. You know what I mean? And I'm like, a lot of people are not. A lot of organizations are not because of just that. Knee-jerk reaction. They want to be the first to report it. They don't care about the facts. Just be the first to report it to get the clicks and the likes.
Right. So everything's turning into money, right? It's all about money again.
Yeah, but that's why we need more things like Pull the Pin, where you get veterans together from different areas, different backgrounds that are talking about things that are, that are legit. That it's just like me and you having a discussion, looking at some stuff, saying, yeah, I get that. That makes sense. Or that doesn't. Instead of being fed all this shenanigans on the media and just reading through things all day long. Because it gets you.
Yeah. And I'd love to see somebody, come on here, a veteran, whatever, who believes that this shooting was wrong. I'd love to hear that perspective. I don't know how you spin this one. The Chauvin was when we talked about that stuff, that was a bigger deal with a lot of moving parts, and you could have different opinions and see different sides. But something like this, I don't get it. Like, I don't even know how you'd even call this racism or somebody losing a life. Like, what happens to all the people in Chicago that lose their lives every day? I think there was a little 5 or 7-year-old girl got killed in a drive-by just the other day. Right?
Yep.
Not on the news, right?
Right.
No big deal, right? Just another drive-by.
Yeah.
This is the news, and this is about unarmed black person getting shot. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I got you.
So when do we call that out? I mean,
we are right now.
Yeah. I meant, hey, Mike completely disappeared.
Uh-oh, something I said?
He must really be agreeing with me.
Jim too much, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why you're having a hard time and coughing. You get allergies getting up there. You're like, shit.
It's like, man.
Because Mike knows if he agrees with me too much, he won't have a job, right? Because it was just Jim talking.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you gonna be on the next episode? No, just go ahead, Jim. You got it. But no, this is a justified shoot. It's still tragic. You can't, to me, pull the card here, and that's that racism card, because you had a white officer shoot an unarmed. I was about to say unarmed. An armed teenager trying to potentially cause bodily harm, possibly death, to another black teenager.
So, I appreciate everything you just said there. In the common person's mind, what did you think she was going to do with that knife?
I already said it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, to me, that's like, to tiptoe around that is kind of like, Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she didn't look like she was just going to flip it over and pop her on the nose with it.
Yeah, but I don't think a lot of people. That's why I'm telling you. I think this will be over before Friday.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, do you think
I
this is
think it'll be
die
over
out?
before Friday. It's
They
gonna
might
die
bury.
out
They try
very
and bury
quick,
it.
especially when people find out. Yeah, there was a call about a possible stabbing, and people are gonna find out that the person who was doing the stabbing or attempted stabbing was the one who was shot. It's gonna die out. And then when the
Yeah,
video goes more viral, I'm telling you, it's gonna die out.
yeah, yeah.
There'll be
I,
more, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
Hell, wasn't it Nate on the previous episode said there's one in North Carolina, and I said, yeah, there's one in Atlanta right now. No one's talking about it. And I just told you guys about the Texas officer who was just killed.
so interestingly, do you think that this is a cyclic or a cycle? Like, for instance, if cops are getting these things happening and they're defunding police, or cops are getting a bad rap and people are contesting cops more and they're causing them to do more things. I mean, like, isn't this just like a never ending cycle?
I'm not going to believe that. I'm going to believe in the system and, believe it or not, the people. And I'm going to say that when you have cases like Chauvin, I think that right there is a part of police reform. You know what I mean? Where police say, "Ooh, it'll make just that one officer think twice before they do something like that." And I think Brian, you said in a previous episode, and forgive me for forgetting the guy's name, Tempo,
Tony Timpa.
Tony
Timpa.
Temper. You know, and maybe. I mean, think about it. Maybe Chauvin saw that case and it's like, I could do this, and that's where it came from. We don't know, but now what happened to him? Maybe it's gonna make that next guy think twice before they do it, right? This case right here, uh, back to blue. It was justified. You get what I'm saying? So I think
Yeah.
it's all a learning experience, and I have a lot more faith in the system. And I'll get to it on the pull the pin part. But that department, that mayor, kudos to them.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I'll save the rest for the person of the week, POW.
yeah. I agree, Mike. I have faith in the system too. I think maybe some of it's a little dramified. Some of it has a little too much emotion, and the media plays a role in things being blown out of proportion. But I think at the end of the day, there does need to be some reform, and I think it would be totally crazy to think that with all this attention that's being put on it, that there isn't things being put in place, especially after Chauvin being found guilty. I mean, departments have to be looking at this, higher ups. I mean, I don't know about, police is paramilitary. You know how the military is. When things get that much attention, they start putting fires out. They start saying, okay, we got to do this training. We got to do this, or this protocol needs to change. Simple as not putting your knee on their back when they're handcuffed. I mean, that could be a simple change that could be implemented. You know what I'm saying? So I think there is going to be change. I think things like this are going to pop up one time and time again in the defense of the police. Then when they're trying to get them, when it's a clear cut, it's a clear in favor of the police and they did what they needed to do. And I think it's just going to be a balancing act. I think hopefully eventually it will get to a point where the reform is there and it settles down enough to where people feel more confident in the police. That's just my view too.
Yeah, I agree, and I think what a lot of people are going to miss is that we're not talking about weeks or months here. We're talking about years, possibly decades. But you have to start somewhere,
Right.
And I still see it's like this idiot posted on Facebook. When Chauvin was just convicted, he calmly got up, put his hands behind his back, and walked his way. They took him away. Imagine if George Floyd did that. I was like, you must. Maybe Chauvin learned from his mistake. He said, well, I'm not going to act up because then one of these guys might put their knee on my neck for 9 minutes. You never know. You know what I mean?
Right.
You never know. But it's like these idiots are still out there. That's what I told you before, still supporting the guy. That's what I say. Those people are part of the problem, man.
I think he's supporting the guy, or he's
Yes.
making a point.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I think he's making a point. I don't know if that's supporting the guy. You can say that people should stop resisting arrest and still not support Chauvin. I don't think that's a fair assessment. But anyway, I'll give it to you because your angle.
Well, how can it
keeps
be
going.
unfair?
What do you mean?
Any assessment is just an assessment.
Right, but you're accusing him of something that may not be true. He may
And
be
you're
pointing out the
supporting
fact.
him by saying something that may not be true.
No,
So how is
not
that
su-
any different?
How is he supporting Chauvin?
No,
by
I'm talking
saying
about you. You said my assessment is unfair, but then
To
you just said you
assume
made a
that he's
statement that you
supporting
don't know is
Chauvin.
true. Huh?
To assume he's supporting Chauvin out of that statement.
But you assume that he's just saying about resisting arrest. That's what he's talking about.
I didn't assume that. I said that's another possibility.
Why
You're
would
the
you
one
even
that
bring that
assumed
up? You don't know if it's true.
I know, but why would you bring it up? You didn't know it was true.
Because I know the guy.
And you know it's true.
Oh,
I know him.
So you know it's true?
Do you know him?
Do you think
Do
that
you know
information
him?
is relevant? Like,
Do
do you
you
think
know
it's relevant?
him? Do you know him?
I don't know.
I
Who is
answer
he?
all your questions. You don't
Who
answer
is he? I don't
mine.
know. I don't even know who he is. So how
Then
would I know if I know him?
then the answer to that, Jim, is no. I don't
But
know
that's
him.
not true. If I don't know what his name is, I don't know
So
if I
you don't know
him.
what I'm talking about or who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. I hear the words coming out of your mouth.
Who am I talking about?
the
I
weather.
don't know.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. God, you're such a politician, man. My whole point is I know the guy, right? We've engaged.
If that was your whole
before.
point, you should have led with that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't speak the way that you wish that I do. I'm sorry, because then it's hard for you to understand me.
Those
I get
are
it.
facts that you need to input to make the statement mean something different.
Or you could just take what I say for face value and don't try to change it and say he could have meant this. Right?
So
Yeah,
I'm going
think
to
back.
assume you knew him.
Say what? No,
I'm going to
that's
assume you knew him.
No,
I
I'm
have-
not saying that. I'm not
completely
saying that.
lost.
You're saying he could have meant something else when you don't even know who I'm talking about.
But he could have. If I knew who you're talking about.
If you knew, so you have more assumptions here, right?
Sure.
That's not an assumption?
Sure.
Okay, but your assumption is okay, but mine is wrong because I'm giving him what? What did you say? It's not fair. This is what I'm talking about, Jim. You have absolutely no clue who I'm talking about, what was said, right? Until I told you. But then you try to defend the guy and say that what I said about him, person that I know and you don't, is unfair. And you don't even know who I'm talking about.
Right, but I didn't also know you knew the guy. So if you're
It
making
doesn't
a general
matter.
assumption about somebody,
You didn't know who I was talking about. And you just tried to defend the guy.
I didn't defend
Is
the
what I'm
guy. I
saying.
defended the statement that you just made as being unfair. Unless you knew the guy.
How can
that's
you
an unfair
defend the statement to be unfair if you don't know the guy?
Because you didn't tell me you didn't know. You knew the guy.
But you didn't know.
We just sat here and evaluated a police officer and a shooter and people. We don't know any of those people. Well, we sat here and
No, what
evaluated.
we
the entire thing.
evaluated is what we saw on the
Right.
video, right?
And I'm evaluating what I'm hearing coming from you.
About
Without
some-
knowing that you know the guy.
Say that again, Brian.
Hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment below.
Way off track.
We're just trying to extend the episode because it's really short.
Yeah, because the guy was justified and we need to leave it alone.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
did want to ask one scenario. What if he doesn't shoot
Cool.
the policeman? What if he didn't shoot that girl? I mean, I know this is a what ifs because many things could have happened, right? But what does it look like?
It's a lose-lose situation. Because then it would have been he didn't respond the way other people thought he should have responded. And he's had all this training, so he shouldn't have been afraid to use his training.
Right. Do you think he could be held responsible for her death?
Now?
No, not the one he shot. If he hadn't shot and the
And
other girl died,
Yeah.
would he be responsible for that death?
It wouldn't have made the news
Oh, yes, it would have.
if he didn't shoot her.
Oh, yeah.
If a police officer watched somebody
stabbed
get
that
stabbed?
girl, and let's say she died, since we're going to the deep
You don't think
end.
that would have
Yeah.
been local news only?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay, maybe my assessment's off.
No,
But-
because then you would. I mean, it's a lot of.
Here,
It's a lot of different angles, because then you would have had a lot of supporting pages, let's say Facebook or social media outlets, where people have these pages, and they would have been supporting and say, see, this is what happens now when you force officers to think twice.
People
Sure.
he don't know.
Right.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You would have had
Yeah.
law enforcement supporters saying that.
They
Now
can't
this is now you guys have to own it type stuff.
even,
And to be honest with you, I would have been like, yeah, I get it.
so
Does it make it right? No, but I get it.
here's one angle that I see in this too. The total disregard for the police. I mean, literally, this lady has no care that the police are there. You know, that guy kicks the girl when she's down and the police officer is right there. So there is no respect for authority in that situation by anybody in that group. And it sounded like there was more than one police officer, if I'm mistaken. But I'm just saying, the presence of a police officer in that situation got nobody's attention, which is interesting to me.
Especially since they were called by someone in that group. And allegedly they were called by the person who was doing the stabbing.
And no, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
Yeah. 13-year-old shot by the police when she called for help. That's the first report I heard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, and there's always possibilities, like there's pieces of this we don't know where maybe the other girl had the knife originally. You know what I mean? Like there's pieces of this story we may never
We're
know.
going down a deep end here. Yeah, it could have been.
Drone dropped it off over
I'm not
her.
saying-
Hey, Jim, though, if you really look at, that's why I said, if you watch the video again, real time, right? And watch what they're doing when he's walking up. His first couple of steps once he turns around and faces them. It's like, yeah, they just kind of like in each other's face. And the one that almost got stabbed, she took herself out of it. Right? And then she started walking like kind of not towards the officer, but off to the side.
Didn't even see that. My tunnel vision was on the kicking that was right in front. And then I saw the scuffle. You see him with attention and the shots are fired. That's what I'm saying. It's like I didn't even see any of that. I was just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna go. Geez. You know, and he's on there going, what's going on? What's going on? He's just trying to get an assessment like, hey guys, chill out. What's going on?
Yeah, if you really like watch it again, you'll see she's taking herself out of it. And then the girl either punch, stabbed, I don't know, the one who fell. And then she went towards the one in, I guess it's an orange or peach outfit. And that's when the one she tried to stab. And then the police officer shot her.
Peach? I'm going with yellow. You want to play it back? Let's see what it was.
I'm going orange.
Could have been orange, yeah. Could have been orange.
I'm color deficient, but I thought it was yellow. I was going to say it was like a yellow jogger suit or something.
Well, it's a good point, though, Brian, because you think about it, you watch the video and in slow motion. Now, imagine the cop in that scenario looking for the knife. And could you even argue or make a case that maybe the guy that was kicking the girl in the head would have warranted some sort of force as well? Let's say there was no knife present. What would you think the officer could have did at that moment? You think?
Yeah, my mind was instantly. I mean, this is what I think I would do. Again, I'm not there. I don't know. But like, I'm just giving the guy more credit too. Is I was thinking that girl like just jumping on that dude like, hey, chill out, man. What are you doing? Kicking something like when they're down. You know what I mean? It's like that was totally uncalled for. But again,
he should have been arrested too.
Yeah, I just cannot believe the disregard for police, and I think that's the biggest thing that sticks out to me. It's like nobody cares. No big deal.
Well, I do tell you, Brian, there is an element to this, and we did this in Hawaii a lot. Hawaii, they used to get in a lot of fights on our property. They'd come in our property and start fighting. And the thing about it is, one of the older officers, they were actually the DOD guys that stayed there, because you know us military guys, we just want to get in everything. He's like, no, let them finish, then you take away the winner or the loser, whoever's the most combative. And what he was saying is that when you pulled up, he was saying when you pull up, they're not even aware you're there because they're worried about getting their ass kicked in the middle of a fight. So they're not focused outside. So even if you're sending sirens, horns, that doesn't always work. Sometimes the tunnel vision is so they're deep in their fight that they don't even see or hear you.
True.
So that's why he said.
Yeah, that's why you have to watch it when you go to break up a fight. You come up behind someone.
Yes, and that's what he was getting at, really. He was saying, don't get your ass kicked. Don't jump in there and get your ass kicked. You wait for the opening. So.
Yeah. I thought you said let them fight and then take the it sounds like hockey.
I know, right? All right, you're
that's why I started laughing. I was like, man, he just did a hockey reference. Okay.
Yeah, no, that was the point he was getting at was, don't jump in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
because it's dumb because you're going to get your ass kicked. Matter of fact, both of them could turn on you. So, but we had guys
that's
that
true.
wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Army
Yeah,
guys, you know.
That's true. That's true.
All right. You
But
guys
yeah,
wanna
so
pull?
good
What you
good
got?
shoot. Justified. Sorry that
It hurts.
16-year-old lost their life.
Like it
But-
hurts me. Like here, it was a good shoot. Like what? What you got the deer at 100 yards at one shot? It's
But no, it's like
it's a good shoot.
yeah, it's like one of the other episodes when I talked about when I almost shot that 17-year-old kid, and everybody said, "Yeah, it would have been a good shoot." It's like, what? Really?
Yeah. But
You know?
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's the wording.
Yeah.
Justified shooting, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just my liberal side kicking in. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's a new era, new culture. Mike needs to adjust.
Yeah. Good shoot.
Yeah.
Good shoot. Good shoot.
We'll retrain him. It's possible.
Yeah.
So justified, yes. Tragic, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it out of the news. I mean, I don't want to get it out of the news, but it's not in the news for the right reason. So
None of the reasons why it's in the news is right.
yeah,
You know, they're not going to be, like I said, I guarantee you.
yeah.
Friday, this will be a done deal.
Lesson of the week: kids, don't play with knives. All right, just don't play with knives.
Don't
You'll
play
be
with
all
them
right.
and definitely don't fight with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Right? If that
Yeah.
was a fist fight, there'd probably been a whole different story here.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy would probably be locked up for kicking a girl in the head.
Yeah, and both of them would be both the girls would be alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said both, like both of them are dead. Well, one of the ones.
Yeah.
You know.
But you see, the one in the whatever color jumpsuit it was, she came back later and told the news that, the cop saved my life.
Yeah.
She was coming
Oh,
after me with the knife. Yeah.
I was gonna ask that too because I was curious of what she had to say about that.
Oh,
because
she took off. If you watch the video, you'll see she took off. She was gone once the shots were fired.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably a smart idea, especially Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy world we're living in, especially with video cameras everywhere.
Well, at least that was body cam footage. Nobody was sitting there recording it.
No, I
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
But to Mike's point, they weren't breaking it up either. Where are the adults in that
Yeah,
house?
you heard
Where are
what the guy
adults?
said after she got shot, right? You
What's
shot
that?
my baby. You shot my baby. I said, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have let your baby do that.
Right.
As
Your
he's
baby
kicking,
was okay when she was getting ready to stab that girl. You know what I mean? So
as he's kicking somebody in the head on the ground, or in the head.
no, it wasn't him.
Oh, it wasn't him. I
No,
thought
it wasn't him. No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's an older gentleman.
Okay. See. I don't even know what's going on in that situation.
Oh, Brian, that wasn't my first time watching the video.
Oh, okay.
No, I watched it plenty of times. Yeah.
See, he's withholding information from us, and then he's challenging us when we guess at things that he's withholding. I see what you're up to. Let's move on to our pull the
I'm
pin
not
already.
challenging.
Or
Brian.
person of the
challenge-
week.
I don't think I did. Sorry, Brian, if I challenged you, man.
No, don't worry.
Yeah.
You got something?
Nah, I'm ready to pull the pin on that.
I thought, no, that's what I said. Let's move into our pull the pin. I thought you had something burning you wanted to talk about.
No, I didn't say I had anything burning.
Well, it was near and dear to your
Heart? No, it's just something I said I was going to save for the POW.
Well, now's your time.
Chief of Police, I think it's Columbus Police Department. The mayor, Columbus, Ohio. Anyone involved in getting that body cam out, or those, they recently released the other body cams that the police officers had. Getting it out, I think this was the fastest I've ever seen in the police shooting. Get it out to the public in the interest of being transparent. And he said that, and I loved it. Kudos to them. I hope this is the start of, once again, police reform, and we see more of it. Because when you try to hide it, nothing, bad news doesn't get better with age, is what I was always told. You know, and kudos to them for getting it out quick to help put this to bed.
So that's good. And I think we're going to see two things clash here. You know how they try to censor the Cops episodes? You remember how Cops TV show, they were trying to censor that stuff? We might actually see live cams on Cops now, where people can watch cop feeds live. Talk about transparency.
I don't think they'd do that.
I know they probably wouldn't, but that'd be awesome, right?
You mean
All
like if
your
they could just go
favorite
to the maybe Columbus Police Department web page and click on Officer on Duty right now?
My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the next
We
door
might have
ambulance?
something here.
Let me check Jones out over there. What's he doing?
Let's patent that. Oh, he's sleeping in his patrol car.
Yeah.
Obviously, it would only kick on when they're actually at a call because you can't watch them writing reports and stuff. That's sensitive information. Yeah, that'd be cool. I think it might be coming. one day.
Or just put them up online like after shift.
Sure.
Yeah, they say 24 hours. That'll be on the webpage.
Well, to my point though, is they do have to scrub them because they do have to really. Even when in that video you saw, they blurred out the one girl's face.
Yep.
So, yeah, and that's obviously too. It's got to be something age restricted because there could be some horrible things in there.
Yeah.
But would you really want to be on a microscope on that all the time?
I wouldn't want to be. No.
I
But
wouldn't.
that's what it takes, right?
Personally, I don't think it takes that, but
I don't either.
that's just me.
But the fact that you say that is why I'm putting this crackhead Crump guy. That's why I'm putting him in there. I know I talked about it in there, but he's the reason we're going to need something like that, because
Really?
you can't react that quick and make those things and then not retract it and say, okay, I reacted and jump. You just can't do that because they're fueling the need for something like that when it really isn't necessary. We do need to clean up the police culture, no doubt. We do need to fix that. We do need to fix, like Brian said, how people can even do this stuff. But at the end of the day, don't be fueling the fire because it doesn't help. If it's justified, it's justified. Leave it alone. If you don't know the facts, leave it alone till you know the facts. Just report what you know. So that's what I think. This Crump guy, he's just baiting and doing all that nonsense. So
Probably.
I'm pulling a pin on him.
Yeah. Probably.
Brian, you got anything?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull the pin on Twitter. Holy shit! Like, I don't have an account on any of this. Most of the stuff Facebook because I can't get involved in this stuff. I mean, it takes. If we spent the energy on TikTok and on Twitter on curing cancer or even a homeless epidemic, I mean, we'd be a lot better off. We need to get off the Twitter so much. I mean, it's a good way to get information out there, but God, these people on the Twitter instantly, it's just tick 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 tick, and then it's just you're talking nobody. So it's so easy to type anything on a screen. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Speaking of homeless, didn't you have some statistic about veterans you were talking about?
No, but they said that veterans are twice as likely to die in police custody as the average person, as the average population, which is pretty significant considering. I think I don't know what the black population as far as dying in police custody I know is up there too, but they were saying like even veterans are twice as likely to die in police custody. But nobody talks about that.
Well, veterans could include all races too, so.
And there may be underlying issues with that, whether it's mental health, whether it's, you know what I mean? So there's maybe reasons under there. It's not because they're veterans and we're targeting veterans and we're going to kill them. No different than African Americans.
There's a new hashtag.
What's that?
That they're targeting veterans.
Yeah, targeting veterans. I mean, we've seen videos of veterans getting arrested and stuff like that, that acting out and getting crazy. But yeah, it's no different. Like I said, reform, whatever that means. I don't think we need to defund because we still need cops, no matter what.
Go. Take the money away. Take the bullets away.
Reform
cops
Congress, reform police, just reform government.
Corruption at any level, whether it's police, government, whatever that is.
I ain't going there, but okay.
All right. If you're not going to go there, then we're going to stop here because
I just like being on one topic. We're talking about police reform. Leave it there. Don't politicians are politicians. When we want to talk
you do realize
about
this is his pull the pin.
Yeah.
He can do that, right?
Huh?
You do realize that, right? This is his pull the pin. He can talk about any damn thing he wants.
Yeah, and I can respond any way I want to. Yeah,
and I can end this show right now because that is all the time we have for this episode.
Yeah, just leave it one topic though, man. Just leave it one topic, and we talk about police
push
reform.
through this. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you come join us, and next time we'll try not to talk over each other all show.
One topic.
Till that, Godspeed.
Get some. One topic.
and pull the pin.
Stick to one topic, people, and pull the
Yeah.
pin.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.